Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to see what happens when we have the Celtic Empire. Celtic Empire. Celtic Empire.
What did he say?
Yes, we have this new empire that we have formed in here. This is like their actual claim. I gave them a little bit more land. They're also extremely buff. I don't want to show off what buffs I gave them, but we will see if that actually makes a change. They're quite powerful. They should be able to do a lot. This is the earlier start date. I just want to see what the Celtics could do, you know, with this land if they united it. This is a mod that I used, so it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, you know, they can spread the Celtic language, you know, make it a little bit more Gaelic out there. So let's see how this works, and if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. The thing that I'm worried about the most is usually the people in the British Isles never leave the British Isles, so if they get off the island, they might do pretty good. But I've also united the British Isles before, and they haven't done anything, so I wanted to give them a little bit, you know, some buffs to see if they could, you know, change it up, make it a little better. We'll have to see. I am a little worried that I might have buffed them a little too hard, because they are already about to unite the British Isles. I should have done some testing. Yeah, because I mean, like, they're going super fast. The only thing that they will have to defend against is the Northern Conquest. You can see so far, they've had like 4 Northern armies go after them. So it's going to be quite hard for them to defend against it. But yeah, I might have made a monster. But you know, ruler's going to die, really buff the first ruler. We'll see what happens after the first ruler. So hopefully nothing too bad. I don't know what's more impressive right here, the Celtic Empire or West Francia, because like both of them, dang, they're looking both really good. The only problem is now the Celtics are probably going to kill West Francia, but dude, West Francia, you're looking clean out here. Pretty good, actually. Never seen them do this good, but these guys are just gonna probably roll over the world. They might go for a world conquest. I think I messed up. So I didn't think I did, but apparently at some point I buffed West Francia because I've never seen like France do this so good. They can actually, I'm pretty sure they can make this empire already. They can almost make the Italian empire too. They just took out Italy. I have no idea what is going on right now. The Celtics are just effing around now on their island, which I was afraid of, but West Francia, I have no idea what they're doing. They're doing absolutely insane. They actually have plans for the HRE, which doesn't even exist, so I no idea. They're insane though, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I buffed them, but maybe, you know, mistakes happen. Detective Border on the case, and it looks like we got a lot of it. So Iberia blew up, West Francia blew up, and then everything in Poland blew up. Hungary's blowing up too, so it looks like we got a lot of border gore. But what do we have? Ooh, we have the Celtics. They are now in the mainland of Europe, so hopefully they can start expanding, keep going forward. But there's a lot of territory to grow up. A lot of the good empires blew up, so it's time for maybe the Byzantines to get some land, or maybe the Celtics to get some land. I really want to, and I know it's Celticia or whatever, how do you pronounce it? I cannot pronounce it, and that's the last time I'm gonna try. Thank you very much. Well, actually, the Abbasids doing really good. The Byzantines might not have a good game for once, which would be very shocking, but they look like they're having some difficulty, and a reason why they might be having difficulty is this tribal nation out here is doing really good. They usually do expand a lot, but like not this well. They could fall apart at some point because of succession and stuff like that, but overall they're doing. Wait a minute. Wait, oh no, our empire split apart. Oh no, not again. Well, hopefully they unite it back again. I am not very happy. I guess the AI was dumb and created 2 empire titles for some reason. And so now they have split into 2 separate empires. Gotta love it.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Not bad, they actually united it again. So maybe they actually won't do too bad. Hopefully they figure out this dumb succession problem so they don't have to split apart again. But they actually were able to reunite it pretty fast, so now we should see them conquest quite a bit of land. Yeah, Sweden hopefully can do something. It doesn't look good, and so far the Celtic Empire is being dumb and hasn't done anything. They literally aren't attacking anyone. Come on, guys. I need you to like do something. Like expand, something like that, you know? I would appreciate it. I have to say this Brittany Empire is looking really good. I've never seen really Brittany ever do really good. They kind of conquest Aquitaine, so very interesting to see. But the rest of the world is pretty ugly still. We have these Celtics actually expanding a tiny bit. I think all of a sudden they're just gonna expand massively, but we still have not too much going on. The Byzantines are starting to get some power, but we'll see. So the Celtic Empire is starting to pick it up a little bit. It looks like they were getting some land on the coast. They took some stuff from Brittany, which Brittany exploded. And then also, I think they did like a holy war, like maybe like a crusade over here. I don't really know how that worked out per se. They got a whole bunch of land down in Africa. So I think it's time they're going to just start rapidly expanding. So hopefully we can see them conquer the world. It's going to be quite interesting. These guys still really big, these three nations. I think they're really like making themselves struggle because of all of them. Also, let's give love to India, and I just say India is looking pretty all right. This one nation is looking actually quite good. Actually, they're pretty big. They've been doing all right. I don't think they'll do anything majorly OP, and Chi is making me smile. Chi, I don't know, that was bad. I'm gonna cut that from the video. If I don't, I am going to hate myself.
I got you, fam!
So the Celtics are looking really good. The Gaelic Empire, bigger than it's ever been. They actually took out what was left of France. I think they're just going to keep on expanding. I love to see it. Hopefully the Byzantines still do like crap, because I'm loving this. We're at almost the second start date, and the Byzantines haven't gotten anything started. They pretty much look like how at the start of the game, which I really love. Hopefully the Abbasid can fight them back some more and make sure the Byzantines fail. But even if they don't, the Gaelic Empire versus the Byzantine Empire, that would be like a cool battle. Like they merge together and like fight each other. Okay, maybe. I want to see it. Okay, I'm positive I didn't buff France or anything, but now we have Aquitaine, which is pretty much like France. I'm pretty sure they're French, so no, they're not French, but yeah, same general area. They're like the southern France. Yeah, they're like taking over all of Iberia. I didn't buff them. I don't understand. Like, they're just looking so good with the Celtics. Celtics? Oh, yeah, that's right. Boston Celtics. We got the basketball team, the Boston Celtics here. They're going for the 3. They're gonna win the entire championship. I spoke about the Byzantines a little too early because they're starting to pick up steam. They're really destroying this yellow empire that I refuse to pronounce because I will mess it up. And now they're getting really far into Africa, but they're getting really close to the Celtic Empire. So we'll see how they do against them. I don't think very good because I buffed them, and they're going to kill the Byzantines because they have better troops because I gave them late medieval stuff. Haha. The Arabian Empire is looking really good. Obviously, they're not called the Arabian Empire. They pretty much are, though, and they're doing fantastic. It's great to see that they're doing here. They might actually be able to stop the Byzantines, which is great, because I hate the Byzantines. If you've watched a video of mine, you know that. The Byzantines are my enemy, and I hope they die. The Celtic Empire is doing really good. They're finally going into Scandinavia. They have some of Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. They are also expanding more in Africa, going into Iberia. They're doing really good. Aquitaine's still doing good. They connected their borders in Italy, so you know the Celtic Empire, they're doing pretty good, quite interesting. Something that's pretty unique is we have a huge surge in Jewish faith. Usually we don't see this too much in Crusader Kings 3. This is quite interesting. We can see that Poland is Jewish. Almost all of these nations up here are Jewish. They're usually a lot of different faiths, but it's quite interesting to see this Jewish faith being quite powerful. Very interesting to see, and I kind of like it. I love when different religions do very good, as most of you that watch it know. So this is quite interesting to see, and I would love to see a really big nation pop out of this faith. It's Celtic. It's Celtic, not Celtic. It's a Celtic Empire. I've been saying, oh no, the comments, I can see the comments. It's the Celtic Empire, and I said Celtic Empire. Oh no, please don't hurt me. No, no, why? Succession loss, I hate you so much, succession loss. Oh, look at the empire split. Also, why'd they split like this? Where are the empires? Like, what? Come on, there's not even an Alba Empire anymore. How did you get this territory? The Celtic Empire is split in half, and I think this Alba is going to completely die because they are super weak. So hopefully the Celtic part can get it back quickly before they lose all their land. Please, I don't want you guys to die like this. Empire's back. I'm really excited. Hopefully they can conquer the world now that they're not dealing with internal conflicts. Well, they're a little bit, but This should be good. Smile. Yay. It's not doing too good. They lost a lot of land. Burgundy and West Francia are back. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that back, but it's created some border gore. However, the Byzantines are getting really powerful, so hopefully the Celtic Empire can bring it back and stop the Byzantines from expanding, because it also looks like the Arabian Empire is collapsing too. And please no, not the Byzantine. The Mongols are here, and I'm going to be honest, there's a chance they could actually make quite a difference in this game. They literally just spawned. I caught them right in the beginning, and both the Abbasid and Byzantines are really far to the west, so there's a chance. Never east. Haha. Yes, they're very far to the east. Gosh, I'm stupid. They're very far to the east, so there's a chance that they actually might invade and take over the Abbasid or the Byzantine Empire. And if that happens, border gore. I have to say the Celtic Empire is looking real good. They've kind of got everything back. They're looking good in Africa. They're actually got a little bit in Norway too. I'm kind of excited. They also have most of Denmark too. I do have to say the Byzantines are really strong, and so are the Abbasid Empire, but I don't know what will happen with the Mongols. They might mess some things up. We also, India's not doing anything, which is unfortunate, and for some reason a lot of Africa is Catholic, which is kind of unique as well. So hopefully we see something interesting happen. Also, all of Iberia is Catholic too, because the Celtics got down here, and then it's whatever. But this should be an interesting game because we have some really big nations here, and I would love to see them cannibalize each other or one of them take over everything. So we are at that point where it's going to be interesting because the Mongol Empire, I always wish they were called the Mongol Empire. I don't know why they have this weird name half the time. It's the dynasty. I do know. I'm just saying. They might actually get to, what's it called? The Arabian Empire or the Byzantines. They're really close. I think they're actually going for a couple of these nations nearby. They will start to touch tips with the Byzantines, so it will be interesting to see if they actually go after them. Usually they kind of go even with them. They might beat them, might lose. Their troops are kind of even, so it would be interesting to see. And then you go on the other side of the world, and you can see that the Celtic Empire is doing really good. They are crushing it. They might actually get all of modern day France. They might actually get a third empire. I really think they could actually form Francia. It would be very interesting to see. And East Francia is definitely struggling. They could easily kill them, but I think they're going to form Francia because there's all these small little nations are easily going to die here. I just figured out Rab is actually Gaelic, so all the buffs I gave to the Gaelic culture, they're actually receiving them as well. It makes sense because they're actually starting to like expand quite a bit. The only problem is they might lose all their land right now, which would suck. But if they keep it, they have quite a bit of buffs that they can use. But I say this and they're gonna lose it, so maybe I didn't buff them that well, you know. Well, nothing new. The Mongols are a complete disappointment and have collapsed already. All they do is they take land over here and make border gore. I'm definitely going to probably do a video where the Mongols never come, because it pretty much just eliminates anyone in this area of having a chance, because it just fractures the entire empires over here. Yeah. So the Byzantines actually just lost an independence war. Georgia's here, and they lost pretty much all their land in Africa, which is quite interesting. They should be able to expand north like they usually do, but you know, Jewish Ruthenia has been giving them some trouble, so we'll see if they're able to expand to the north or not. Sorry, I'm stupid. The Mongols are back. I don't know, like they like fell apart, but like I guess they didn't. I've never seen that happen before, but I like it. Keep it up, Mongols. Good. Keep it up. Keep smiling. So yes, I just got done taking a shower, but second, the Celtic Empire is really expanding in the middle of Europe, and if we could see, there was actually Coptic faith here, which is quite interesting because Coptics usually just here down in Africa with like Ethiopia, but for some reason they were up here. But the Celtic Empire, they're really looking good. They might actually be able to unite all of Europe, which would be quite interesting by the end date. I hope they do that. That'd be cool. Well, now we have a Celtic Sweden and Norway and Denmark. There's only a little part that's not Celtic Empire right now, and it's pretty good. The Celtic Empire is really expanding further and further. I think they might actually connect all their borders together. It'd be really cool. They just need to get East Francia, Bavaria out, and then Aquitaine and this nation, and then their nation will be whole. And to be honest, they got quite a bit. They got 150 years to do it, so I think they can. Also, I think the Mongols are officially gone, or at least I hope so, because dang, they suck. And Byzantines are creating border. It's getting messy. It's getting pretty bad. So maybe they're not the Gallic Empire anymore. Because the guy in charge, I have to move my camera, is Danish. Yeah, so he's Danish now. So yeah, I don't know what that means exactly. No, the Celtic Empire, they were doing so good, and then they just blew up. They had East Francia, they had this empire down here, they had Norway, Sweden, and they just lost it all. Yeah, well, now it's disgusting. They also lost Greater Poland and Poland. Yeah, they should have fought the Independence War. I don't know what they were thinking. I did some investigation. It was the succession law. Well, it looks like the Abbasid Empire is now falling apart. And yes, I have a different pair of clothes on and facial hair today because, yeah, these videos take a long time to make and I didn't realize. I've been recording for like 10 hours. Yep, so there's 2 successful crusades. There's Syria and Jerusalem. I don't think they're gonna do too much because the Abbasid Empire is still really strong. They did collapse a little bit, but this is still a pretty strong empire here. Same with the African nation over here that were from the Celtic Empire. They probably will do pretty good because they're pretty powerful as well. Celtic Empire is gaining some power. They actually almost kicked Norway out of all the British Isles. They're still looking very powerful. They lost a bunch, but they're definitely getting a lot of it back. They're about to take Poland. They're nowhere near their peak, but to be honest, they're also not very disappointing either. The Byzantines, however, they're definitely at their peak. They took most of Africa. I was really wrong about the Abbasid Empire. I thought they were going to do okay, but for some reason, the Byzantines just like took all of Egypt and Northern Africa. I don't know what happened there. Also, I will not forget to mention, India nations are looking pretty good. I'm pretty sure this is an Indian nation. Yes, it is. They're looking real good out here. They're looking super powerful. They're actually almost 100k troops, which is very powerful in CK3, and some of the other empires also look pretty good. So this is usually not too often fatted. We'll see if they actually pull something more in the end, but to be honest, they're definitely in the top 3. It's the Celtic Empire, Byzantine Empire, and then fatted. They're definitely the top 3. I don't think anyone's going to rule it at all. No one usually does, but you know, they are doing really good, and I am disappointed. So the Celtic Empire decided to blow up at the end. So now they're still pretty powerful, but they're having some difficulties. Pretty much Poland and all Britannia got released. Pretty much they exploded, to be honest. They didn't stay together, which is a really big shame because now I think the Byzantines will rule the world. The Celtic Empire is still very powerful. I think they could get a lot of their land back, but we'd have to go super far into the future. And then Punjab, we'll check back in, isn't doing as well as they once were power-wise. They still look pretty good, but these other nations are doing just as good. So it's quite interesting to see. I wish the Celtic Empire didn't fall apart, but they did. Let's go ahead and look at religion. This doesn't shock me. It's very Catholic over here because of the Celtic Empire. Looks like we have some Islamic nation somehow in, or don't, that's whatever. Orthodox came back, it kicked out this Jewish faith, which was unfortunate. It looks like Punjab is actually an Islamic faith as well. So overall, it's not that good. Gaelic was able to spread a little bit over here in France. Not too much spread else. Polish did a little bit, and of course the Greek did because of the good old Byzantines ruining another video. We wanted to show the empire titles. The empire titles are actually quite interesting. The Byzantines spend a little bit, and then we have the Celtic Empire also really taking out of a lot of Francia. So they really did expand. They do look very powerful. They actually are probably one of the most powerful nations still, just because all this land, they get the full resources since it's a part of their empire title. Because if it's not actually a part of the empire title, they don't get the full resource. But if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want me to do another type of these videos, let me know in the comments. These won't be very often because they take way too long to make. It took like 12 hours to record, and I haven't even edited it yet. So hopefully it's all edited and it was actually not just me putting it all together. But thank you, and see you later. Bye. If you like this video, check out some of my other content. I do time lapses, I do let's plays, I do challenges, I do a whole bunch of stuff. So if you liked it, check out some of these videos on the screen now, some playlists, and thank you for supporting the channel. I actually appreciate it. I couldn't do it without you. See you later, have a good one, and have a great rest of your day.